The Levites were divided into three main clans: the Kohathites, the Gershonites, and the Merarites. Each clan had a unique role to play, a divine responsibility handed down to them by Moses and Aaron as commanded by God. First we have the Kohathites, descendants of Kohath, who was the second son of Levi. They were responsible for the most sacred objects in the tent of meeting. These included the Ark of the Covenant, the table for the bread of the presence, the lampstand, and the altars. The Kohathites' duties were of such weighty significance that they could not even look upon these sacred objects directly without risking death. Next we encounter the Gershonites, descendants of Gershon, Levi's firstborn. Their tasks were no less important, though they dealt with less sacred objects. They were in charge of the fabrics of the sanctuary, the tent and its coverings, the curtains and veils. These items were crucial for the proper functioning of the tent of meeting, and the Gershonites bore this responsibility with reverence. Finally, we meet the Merarites, descendants of Merari, Levi's third son. The Merarites were tasked with the transportation of the tent of meeting's structural elements. They handled the frames, crossbars, posts, and bases. While their duties might seem less glamorous than those of the other clans, they were no less vital. Without the Merarites, the tent of meeting could not have been erected, nor could it have been transported. So the Levite clans had crucial roles in maintaining the sacred tent of meeting. But what were these roles exactly? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the duties and significance of these Levite clans in the following scenes. Let's delve deeper into the responsibilities of each Levite clan. The Levites were divided into three main clans, each with a unique role to play. First up, we have the Kohathites. They were entrusted with the care of the most sacred objects in the Tabernacle. This included the Ark of the Covenant, the table for the bread of the presence, the lampstand, the altars, and the utensils of the sanctuary used for ministering in the holy place. Remember, these were not just items of religious significance, they were divine artifacts, and their care was a sacred duty. Next, we have the Gershonites. Their responsibilities were more fabric-oriented. They were in charge of all the curtains, the coverings, and the screens for the tent of meeting, the tabernacle, and the altar. This duty, while it might seem less glamorous, was no less important. The fabrics they cared for were not only functional, but also symbolic, representing the divine and separating the sacred from the profane. Last, but certainly not least, we come to the Merarites. These guys had their work cut out for them. They were responsible for the heavier equipment. This included the frames of the tabernacle, its crossbars, posts, bases, and all its equipment. They also took care of the posts surrounding the courtyard, their bases, tent pegs, and ropes. It's a hefty load, but someone had to do it, and the Merarites were up to the task. These three clans, the Kohathites, the Gershonites, and the Merarites, each had their specific duties. But let's not forget, each of these roles was divine in its origin. They were not just tasks, they were sacred responsibilities given directly by God. They ensured the smooth functioning of the tent of meeting, the place where God met his people. Each clan, therefore, had a distinct role, all vital for the functioning of the tent of meeting. Did you know age played a significant role in the duties of the Levites? Indeed it did. In the book of Numbers chapter 4, we find that the Levites, specifically those between the ages of 30 and 50, were chosen for the sacred service. But why this particular age bracket, you may wonder? Well, let's explore the potential reasons. First, this age range might represent the peak of physical strength. The duties of the Levites were physically demanding, requiring them to dismantle, carry, and reassemble the tabernacle's components. They were the backbone that carried the weight of Israel's mobile worship center. Second, this age bracket also symbolizes a balance between youth and wisdom. At 30, a man has had enough life experience to gain wisdom, yet still possesses the vigor of youth. This balance is crucial in religious service, where physical strength must meet spiritual wisdom. Lastly, the age of the Levites could indicate their readiness for service. In ancient Israel, reaching the age of 30 often marked the transition from youth to full adulthood. At this point, a man was considered fully prepared, both physically and spiritually, to take on significant responsibilities. So the age of the Levites was not a random choice, but a significant factor in their sacred duties. Age, as it turns out, was more than just a number. It was a symbol of strength, wisdom, and readiness, all of which were essential in their divine role. Are you ready for the next chapter? Just click here to go straight to it.